Hi everybody, my name is Candace and this is going to be my video on the 7 elements of art in children's literature. So the first book I have, the first category is form, and so the first book I have for form, pardon my son, I don't have a babysitter right now. I have Pout Pout Fish, and there's Pout Pout Fish. It's about a fish who is a little pouty, but in the end he finds out that he's not what he thought he was. So through the book you can see there's 3D elements, like right here it shows the edges of the cliff. Here we use that 3D. There's also, if I can find some more, there's some more of the cliff, the 3D elements. These you can see the shadows, and so it gives the element, or gives the illusion that it is 3D. Also in this one, we see space, the use of space, because it is like diminishing size. You can see that things are getting smaller in the background and they're bigger up front. See if I can find a better picture for that. I know there's one somewhere. Maybe. There we go. So like the squid and the Pout Pout fish right here, they're super big up close, and then as you can see farther back, the plants are getting smaller and also lighter in color, so it gives the illusion that they're going farther back. So my second book for form is called Train Stop, and it is, I can find some pictures. It's actually, it doesn't have any words, which is kind of unique. It's using just the illustrations to tell the story, but it's about a little girl. This is a little girl, and sorry, that is my son playing on my phone. It's a little girl going on a train, and you can see the 3D elements in here, the seats, the buildings, there's a picture of the train itself that shows, very good, yeah, you can see the train in 3D as well as the tunnel. So she's going through on the train, and the train stops. You can see it's 3D here as well. All the parents are asleep, but she's awake. And so she ends up helping these little people. See, they're small compared to her. And this is actually, it's not diminishing size because they are little people and she's the bigger person. Kind of confused me at first. But she helps them get somebody out of the tree. The little airplane got stuck and the guy got stuck up there. And then at the end, they come visit her in the city. They get back to the city, and they come visit her, and they bring her a tree, and she plants a little tree, waves goodbye, and then you can see her tree growing in all the 3-dimensional buildings. This also uses, along with the 3-dimensional shapes, obviously for 3-dimensional shapes you need shape, so it uses squares and rectangles, and you can see the emphasis on line as well. And here, so you can see the outer lines of her pants. So that was for form. My second category is line. So the first book I have is Harold and the Purple Crayon. So Harold is using his imagination and his purple crayon to draw things. So he starts drawing a line. He draws a road and a moon, and he draws a sailboat, and he goes through and he is just drawing his imagination, whatever comes to life, whatever comes with his imagination, he's drawing it to come to life. So like you can see there's some shapes as well, a circle and a triangle. So he's drawing windows. They are squares and rectangles. He ends up drawing a lot of windows in this one. So you can see lots of squares and rectangles. And so that's where the shape element comes in as well. So he is drawing his own setting and he's telling the story with his drawings. So that is for line. The next one I have is Not My Dinosaur. So this one, if you look at all the pictures, you can see the bold lines they show emphasis on the dinosaur. So like that one has little bumps. This one you can see his arms, it's emphasizing his arms. And this one was just the outline of his whole body is outlined in this bold color. This one also shows line in the water, the motion. This one, and that one as well. So this one, along with line, it also has shape because of you can see these are triangles, a circle, little rectangular legs, triangular teeth, triangular tail, oval flippers, circle head, triangular horns, ovals on these spots, and even one of those pentagons. Yeah, pentagons and circles, triangles, rectangles along with the feet again. So there's that one. And the last book I have for line is called Little Green. It is about a hummingbird. So this person, he sees a little hummingbird, he names her Little Green. He sees her in the flowers, and it goes through the story where he sees her, and where he sees her through the garden, sees her in the water, but you could, like this one, if you look on the white, if you look at the white, it shows the motion of him flying, and there's another one that shows him flying, like this one. Kind of shows chaos because it's zigzag lines, so it shows him being maybe silly or having fun. These, it shows his wings flapping, just flapping to keep him steady so he can dip in the flowers and he can sip a drink of water. Let's see what other ones. This one, he is looping, being silly again. So along with line in this one, there's a good one. It shows way back and forth, all where he's flown. You know, hummingbirds are very fast. So that's kind of what it looks like. They dart back and forth. Along with line on this one, it shows shape as well. As I'd also say maybe a little bit of texture. Look at the texture of the wood. It's showing the squares, the shape there, the little rectangles for the fence pickets, oval leaves. So that is for line. My third category is texture. And the first book I have is Molly Lou Melon. Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. So you can look at the front cover and you can see all different kinds of texture already. Her hair is crazy. The grass is different colors. So you can see all the dimension in there. One picture that I really liked of her is an up-close picture of her face. And you can see her eyelashes, the individual hairs, her freckles, all the different kinds of textures just in this picture alone. There's a couple more like this one. They're at a pond. You can see the grass because they use different shades, they're using value, they're different shades of green to show the grass and the water as well. So that is, there she is at nighttime. Also using value on this page as well with the different colors. You can see that it's evening because the sun's going down. It's getting darker outside. Here's the picture of their house. You can see lots of texture in the roof shingles, the bushes, the grass, even the sidewalk and the truck itself. Lots of different texture, as well as even some shape. There's some triangles there and some ovals. So there's that one. With her seeing these, the texture on her body, it is emphasizing her character. It's emphasizing her as a person and showing us, wow, she's got these buck teeth. She's got this crazy hair. So it's helping us get to know her a little bit better as a character. So the next one I have for texture is how to be a bigger bunny. So this is about bunnies, and he's a little bunny, but he becomes, and his brothers don't want to play with him because he's small until one day he saves them and becomes the best bunny ever. So this one is the same as far as texture, the hair, the grass. You can see the grass there. There's better pictures like this one. You can see the grass, you can see the fuzziness on there, the little fuzzy tails, the hair, even the texture on the tree bark, the log right there. So there's a good one. You can see his whiskers. You can see all the fuzzies on his leg, more tree bark, and the grass. So this is emphasizing the textures on the characters, on the bunnies, their fur. It is also letting us know about the setting, how there's grass and the trees. Obviously, they're in the woods or in the somewhere where there's trees and grass and flowers. Also, this one, this gives us the illusion of space. You can see the horizon line and these little hills right here. It shows us that this is our vanishing point, so everything is going that way. It gives us the illusion that is I don't know what the word would be. That's where we're looking, that's where it draws us to. That's where our eye level sees. So, this one, there's also, on this one I noticed some, I can find which page I like. This is the page I like. If you look really closely, and I'll get as close as I can, they've used stippling or pointillism to give the illusion of flowers. So the little yellow dots. There's even some little white dots as well. If you look super close, you can see all of that stuff. Sit down, honey. Okay, so the next category I have is color. My first book is The Carrot Seed. And this is a unique book because as you can see, we know what color carrots are. They're orange. The whole book is orange. And inside of the book, as well as with the outside, it is orange pages. Well, some of them. This page is white. This page is orange. But it is about a little boy who plants a carrot seed. They say nothing will come up. And they are surprised at the end. So we can see that every page is orange. So it's telling us that it's about a carrot. It's about an orange carrot. So it enhances the plot by using the color on the page. It also is, this is going to be positive, negative on space by using the element of space. This orange back here is the background is the negative space, and he is the positive. So there's, oh, that's just a plain orange page. And this one, they are the positive. The orange background is the negative space, as well as this page is completely negative. There's no artwork at all. So then, the next one I have for color is A Bad Case of the Stripes. I really like this book. I think it's really cute. But it shows us a lot of color. You know, the outside of the book is very colorful. So, if you look on this page, she's kind of dull and kind of blends in. But as the day goes on, she turns very colorful. So they're using color to tell us, hey, to tell us about her as a person, tell us about what is wrong with her, and explain to us that there's something going on. Let's see, all the doctors are looking at her, they just don't know what's wrong. Kids are laughing at her. So she ends up being many different colors throughout the whole story. She ends up, you can see, she turns into her bedroom for her lips and her eyes, and she's very colorful. So she also, on some of these pages, this one, you can see the characters getting smaller towards the background, and they're bigger up front, like she's really big right here. So that kind of uses a little bit of space as well. There's also some good shading, so some value in here to give us a little bit more. Where's the page I'm looking for? There we go. So it's showing shadows and giving us the illusion that she's hiding because she is shadowed. So at the very end, she turns back into a normal girl. You can see the use of space in here as a diminishing size. There's that story. The last one I have for color is the Misunderstood Shark. This is the Misunderstood Shark. Sit down. So they are underwater, and they are actually, you can see, we know what color water is normally depicted as blue or maybe a bluish green. So they use the same hues and the same tints throughout the whole entire book to show us that they are underwater. And then on one page, he jumps out of the water, and we can see that he's no longer, it's not like that bluish greenish color. It is now brighter. You can see the little seal jumping. There's the land, so he's jumping out of the water, and the water is blue back there. So there's that one. Here's a good picture of his. Also shows shape. You can see his teeth are triangles. They're emphasized by using triangles. Obviously, sharks have a lot of teeth, and they are normally shark teeth. So there's a better picture of his teeth somewhere. There we go. There's more triangles. There's more triangles with the shapes. His eyes are circles. So there's shape in here as well. And there is also, like I said, there is value with the different colors of the blues. As it gets darker, as he sees, or he smells blood, so it's getting darker. It's enhancing the plot because it's dun dun dun. He smells blood. It gets darker. So there's more blood. He's in a hurry. His eyebrows are furrowed. So something like this one. He is out of the water, so it's not that blue color anymore like the water's down here now. So it's still blue down here, but it's up here it's bright. So that's the last one I have for color. The next one I have is shape, and that I have a wing on a flea. So this is talking about a triangle could be a wing on a flea. A triangle could be a lot of things. And also, scoot over here, babe. There is triangles, but they're also using circles and rectangles. And if you go through the book, they end up talking about, they're using different shapes to create different things. What a triangle could be. They end up going through what could a rectangle could be. A rectangle could be the body, a head, a purse, a present, a map, a dog. A dog also has circle feet. So it's using different shapes to create different things. As well as on this one, the space element, if we look, obviously it is positive, negative space. The negative is the black background. The positive is the colored pictures. And the whole book is like that. So it's positive and negative throughout the entire story. So there's that one. The next book I have is Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. It is, the shapes are, get to this way. The trunk is a rectangle. The leaves are zigzaggy. Some of them are triangles. Some of them are just zigzaggy abstract shapes. The coconuts are circles. So, and it's continuing to use the same coconut tree, the same leaves, the same coconuts throughout the story. So it's also positive and negative as well, just a little bit different. There is the white background is going to be the negative space, the colorful letters, and the tree. If I can find the tree again, there we go. They are the positive. So there's that one. That's about it. And then to the very end, there's even a moon, a circle, or a moon, a sun, a circle sun. And there's the moon. There's the moon, the circle moon, as well as that same coconut tree. And then it turns from white to blue to depict evening or nighttime, and the moon is out. So we know that it's nighttime. So that was for shape. One more for shape, the greedy triangle. So he is a triangle. He gets bored by his lifestyle. He doesn't want to be a triangle anymore. He wants to be different shapes. He ends up trying out several shapes and deciding he likes his triangle life best. But throughout the story, obviously he goes from a triangle to a square, and at the beginning he shows us what he uses his body for. When he's a triangle, he could be lots of different things. So he gets turned into a square, and he becomes a TV, and he becomes a baseball diamond. Or not a square, actually. He is a quadrilateral. So not just a square, but any shape with 4 sides. He is a TV, he's a baseball diamond, he's a movie screen, computer screen, a checkerboard. Then he gets bored with that lifestyle, and he wants to be something different. He wants to be a pentagon, so he becomes a star, a baseball diamond, a building. Oh, that's the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. So he gets bored with that, and he wants to become a hexagon. So he gets turned into a hexagon. So we're utilizing all these different kinds of shapes and showing us what can be done with, what can be made with all these different kinds of shapes. Like a honeycomb is going to be a hexagon. He ends up turning into other shapes, a heptagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon, until he is very unhappy. You can see he's very unhappy. But he goes back to being a triangle, and we can see more triangles throughout the story. There's even some rectangles there as well. So that one, also, with this one, they do a good job of showing color. There's some line. You can see like a lightning bolt, poof. It's using line to demonstrate motion or chaos. Like this one, he is dizzy, so it's showing this line. I guess he's dizzy. That was for shape. Next, I have, I think it's value. Yeah, value. So the first book I have is Goodnight Gorilla. And the title tells us that it's at nighttime, so it's Goodnight Gorilla. We look at the pictures, we can see it's dark outside. There's shadows. You can see he's using a flashlight, so they use the shadows. It's the darkness, different hues of. If I can find a better picture that I wanted. Like this one, it's getting darker. The dark blue's up here. It's a little bit brighter over here because there's a flashlight, and the shadows are created on the ground. So they're walking through the grass. So this one you can see the moon. We can see a shadow on the floor. You can see shadows from the animals as well. And then I guess page is completely black. But it is they're all saying goodnight. He ends up waking up, turns the light back on, so the light creates more shades, makes it brighter. So they also use a little bit of form. There's some 3D elements like the pillars, the house is 3D, the cages in the beginning of the story, they are 3D. There you can see the 3 dimensions from them. So that was what I have for that one. Next one I have is Your Mama a Llama? For the same, for value. This one, Llama is going through trying to find his mama. And they are, beginning of the story, you can see different colors on the ground here. And as we go further, it's starting to get a little bit yellow up here. The sun's going down maybe a little bit. Oh, and then it starts to get a little dark. The bats, they go underground or in caves. So you can see that it's showing us that the bat is flying down into a dark cave. There's his dark cave. So it's using all those dark shades and the value. This one is, the sun is setting, so everything goes golden, yellowy, green color. And you can see all the different shades from the orange, from the bright yellows to the dark greens. The darker greens are creating shadows. This one shows good. The sun is setting, so it's brighter back here, but as the mountain creates a shadow, it's darker up front. And these, we can really see that orange glow from the sun as it's going down. On this page as well, the setting sun creates the orange colors. There we go. As it's getting darker, but they use different colors to give us the illusion of shadows. As you know, the sunset makes different lights on different colors on things. There's some shadows from the trees. So there also is a really good use of texture and line, or line even to create texture on like the llama's fur. They are using line to create all the different colors of texture, and line for depicting the grass. Line, let's see, that is line on the tree bark, texture on the tree bark. I guess it would be more kind of both. This one, we see the movement from the line, from him stepping in the water, showing us creating the ripples in the water. So that's for value. Next, I have 2 other ones for value. These aren't my favorites, and that's why I put them in the video, because I don't like their illustrations. The first one I have is Big Mama, or it's called Big Mama and Grandma Ghana. And so the illustrations are kind of blurry, kind of fuzzy, kind of dark, just not my favorite, but they're alright. They do a good job of making it seem like it's nighttime, it's dark outside. Maybe it's dinner time, that's why it's so dark. You can see like the ground is darker, so it's creating a shadow, creating illusion that's showing us this is the floor. These are the walls, maybe there's lights up here somewhere. The steps are shadowed. There's also, good texture in this. If I can find the picture of the clothes. There we go. If we look closely, we can see the stippling is creating a texture on her clothes along with the zigzaggy lines, making it seem like it's furry. Their hair is also textured. They put in a different shade of gray to show that she's older, and she's grandma maybe. So there's that one. Then the next one I have, this one, like I said, that's not my favorite book, but it's okay. This one I really don't like. Not the story, but the pictures. It's just so dark. The video is making it seem brighter, but they're actually really dark pictures, and they're hard to see. And I really wish, it shows kind of good use of value. It's showing that they use the shadows to create, you have to strain your eyes to see what's over here. There's a little man reading in the corner. So you can see all the shadows of the person behind there. They really should have, in my opinion, they should have used, maybe his dreams could have been darker. And as he's reading the story, like at the kitchen table, he's reading. Maybe those could have been brighter pictures. It's just too dark for me, but in the, like this is one of his stories, was sledding with dogs. So it's just, it's an okay book. The illustrations, they just aren't my favorite, but they do use a good job. Like the shadows, you can see the people are standing there. The light back here creates, when there's light behind something, whatever's in front of it is going to be dark. There's that one. There's also some, you could see it better if it was a lot brighter. There's form because things are three-dimensional. Like his bed frame is going to be three-dimensional. I could find something else. The bookshelves, you can see the bookshelves are 3D. So those are ones I have for value. And last ones I have are for space. So I have Little Blue Truck, and on space, they're showing the horizon line. So you can see that's our vanishing point right there in that horizon line. Then it shows us even more. It's keeping with that same horizon line pretty much throughout the story. This is more of a bird's eye view, but it's the same thing. He's looking at it from looking at the ground. So it's good use of space there. Some of these pages have a little bit of positive, negative, white background, the picture up front, white background, the picture's right here. Also has, and that would be form, positive, negative is form. Or no, that's space. But it shows shape as well. There's shape, there's square signs, there's circle headlights, triangle and rectangular barns, the irregular shapes from a tree. So it also shows us movement. The lines are creating movement on the grass and on the roads. And like this one, he's whooshing by, so you can see the white lines creating movement from whooshing. So next one I have is, oh, that one also had texture, I guess, too. There's a lot of elements in this one. The texture of the grass. There's texture of animals. There's a sheep in here. Has really good texture. Somewhere. There he is. Here's the sheep. You can see the ruffles on his fur, creating good texture. And then the last one I have is called Seven Blind Mice. So this is definitely a positive, negative. The whole story, all the pages have a black background and just emphasizing the mice and then what they are trying to figure out what it is. So in my mind, that means, they're blind. They can't see anything. Everything is black. So it's kind of illustrating that everything is black. What are they sensing with feeling this picture? So there's some shape in here. They use a triangular fan for a shape, a rectangular tail, a rope, whatever it is, and so there's a couple different kinds of shape. More rectangle there. So that's that one. And that is all my books. So thank you.